Most barbers are stuck living paycheck to paycheck, not because they're bad barbers, but no one ever taught them how to manage their money. I mean, I was the same way. I spent years of my career spending my money on stupid shit when I really should have been reinvesting back into my business. So if you're making money from barbering, but somehow still feel broke, keep watching. I'm going to be showing you exactly the best way to manage your money, reinvest your money, and how to actually turn every dollar you make into more freedom into your barber business. Life's too short, guys. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get into it. So the first thing I want to cover is the three biggest mistakes I see barbers make all the time. Number one, spending money like they're rich before they've even built financial freedom. Number two, not tracking the difference between their personal expenses and their business expenses. I'll get more into this later. And number three, not reinvesting the early profits they've made back into their business so they can make even more money. Barbers, if you're not making as much money as you want to from your business, you should be reinvesting as much as you can back into it. So let's get right into the differences. What's the difference between a personal expense and a business expense? So a personal expense is expenses you have that you need to live for yourself. Examples of this are food so you could live, rent so you have a roof over your head, and just fun stuff you guys do. I see barbers doing all this crazy stuff, going to clubs. These are your personal expenses. And when it comes to personal expenses, I want you to keep this as low as possible, especially if you're in the beginning days of your barbering career. And number two, we got business expenses. Business expenses are anything you need to sustain your business or grow it. These are stuff such as tools, content, marketing. So let's get into the safety net rule. This is a very important rule I want every barber to have. So the first most important thing about your finances before you look at anything else is I want every barber to have their safety net. I don't want to see you even eat a meal outside of your house if you haven't built your safety net. What the safety net is at least 6 months of savings so you could live if you were to make no money for 6 months. The importance of the safety net is if there were anything bad to happen in your business, you wouldn't be making decisions from a scarcity mindset because you know you got 6 months of savings left. This is your peace of mind. This is the number one thing I want all barbers to have. But oftentimes I talk to barbers and some of them don't even have 5K in their account. How are you going out spending money at clubs when you don't even have your safety net? This is rule number one. Make sure you establish your safety net before anything else. Now that you've established your safety net, you're asking yourself, I'm making this extra money. Where should I be investing it? This is the breakdown of the exact order you should be reinvesting your money into. So the first thing I want you guys to reinvest your money back into is tools to improve your client experience. Stuff like proper clippers, a ring light, making sure your chair is working fine, a cleaner station, just the bare minimum so your client could have a good experience. Don't take this the wrong way, guys. I see some of you guys spending thousands of dollars on clippers. You don't need that. Just the bare minimum so your client has the best experience possible. That's it. Number two, education and skills. So as a barber, you're making as much as you currently make because that's the amount of knowledge you have. Invest into the education and skills so you could increase your earning potential. So you have the potential of earning even more money. I'll give you more examples of that later. The third thing you should be reinvesting into is your content and brand, your social media presence. As a barber and a business owner, the most valuable asset you have is your personal brand because this is how clients find you. So we want to make sure our personal brand is as sharp as possible so we're able to attract as many clients as possible. If you guys aren't spending money into growing your brand, you're missing out. Number four, buy back your time. This is one I realized a little too late, but we need to check our whole schedule, see what we're spending every hour of our day doing. We need to analyze how we're spending each minute of our day. And if there's anything that we're doing that isn't worth our time, we should be outsourcing it to someone who could do it for us or do it even better for us. Examples of this is instead of editing your barber videos, hire someone to edit it. Instead of spending hours cooking food, doing dishes, hire a meal prep. I personally use a meal prep myself too. Instead of DMing clients to book them in, pay for a proper booking app so they could actually come and easily book an appointment. Number five, and this is often a slept on one, but your network. Invest back into growing your network as a barber. Examples of this, go to a nice gym in the area of your barbershop. Go to nice restaurants. These are places you're going to meet people and eventually end up having clients that come to you for this exact reason. An example, I paid for a premium gym membership close to my shop. It was probably about a 5-minute drive. The membership was close to $100 a month. And I couldn't tell you how many clients I've gotten just from going to that gym on a regular basis. Spending that little bit of extra money has 10x my ROI in the amount of new clients I brought in from doing this. And number 6, long-term investing. This is a boring one because you often don't feel the benefits from it, at least for another 10 years. But take a little bit of your money on the side and put it into some basic stock. I recommend the S&P 500. For those of you who are new to stocks and don't really know what that is, that's essentially the 500 biggest stocks in America all put into one. So it's kind of like a good, safe growth stock that grows at the pace of about 7% a year. Don't mean to get too technical. Basically, you put your money in it and it grows a little bit each year. It's not as good as the other investments I've labeled above, but it's boring, safe, and it works. And then the 7th one, I like to keep this for myself personally. It's very important, which is donations and giving. Some of the money you make, put it back into your loved ones, put it back into donations. I know logically sometimes it doesn't make sense to people, but when you're able to detach from your attachment to all the money you're making and be able to know that giving won't make you poor, it actually makes you richer. I don't know how this works. There's might not be logic behind it, but ask any rich person. They give a lot of money. So some of you might be asking, why is it important to invest back into my business? Well, let me tell you, the haircuts you're doing today are putting food on your plate for today. But the investments you're making today back into your business, this is what's going to feed the future of your family. The takeaway I want you guys to have from this is put your money into stuff that helps you actually grow, not just what makes you look like you're growing. Stop spending money on stupid shit like cars, clothes, and all this stuff just to look cool. The real cool barbers, they're putting their money back into their business. Just to show you the return on your investment of 2 examples. So for those of you who don't know this fancy term, return on investment, essentially what it means is if you put $1 in, how much money are you going to get out for those same $1 you put in? So let me give you an example. Remember the long-term investing I said in the previous slide, the S&P 500, which is like the most basic one. If you were to put $10,000 into this S&P 500, which grows at 7% a year, by the end of the years, you will have made $700 on your $10,000. Okay, makes sense, guys? Cool. Now, let me show you the difference of if you were to spend that exact same $10,000, but put it into your brand. So let's just say you put $10,000 into your content and brand. You're able to attract better clients, you raise your prices, you grow your demand for your business as a barber. And let's just say on the safe side, you add 3K a month to your income. Let's just say you're making 10K, now you're making, or something more relatable to you guys. Let's just say you're making 5K, now you're making 8K. You've grown by 3K. That extra 3K a month you've made has added to $36,000 every year you're making extra. Isn't that mind-blowing? Like, look at me. This is me. When I first started barbering, I had about 300 followers. And I decided to invest back into my personal brand. And I scaled to 100K followers, which has allowed me to go to 15K plus months and grow my business to where it is today. And I just want to show you the difference. In 1 year, putting 10,000 into S&P, you got a cool 700. But putting 10,000, the same 10,000 into your business, you just got out $36,000. The return on investment is unimaginable. And I was being safe with this as well too. My goal with showing you guys this graph was just to know the best investment you could be making right now is back into your business, not into all this other stuff people are telling you about. I see so many barbers getting distracted with stocks, these side hustles, adding new services, when the core thing they should really be focusing on is how could they make their main moneymaker make even more. That's it. Another thing I want you guys to know when investing back into yourself is we need to understand how much our time is actually worth. The way I'm able to calculate what your time is worth is do this equation. How much money you made in a week divided by how many hours you worked in a week equals how much each hour of yours is worth. Let me give you an example. So I charge $150 a cut and I do 5 cuts a day, meaning I made $750 a day, meaning my hourly rate as a barber is $160. I literally want you guys to pause right now and calculate your hourly rate as a barber right now. Do it. Then after you've done it, I want you to ask yourself, I want you to go through your calendar and see what you're spending your time on and ask yourself, should someone making however much you're making an hour, for me it's 160, let's just say X, Y, and Z, whatever the task is that's on the calendar. So for me, should someone making $160 an hour be spending 3 hours editing a reel? No, it doesn't make sense for me to be spending 3 hours, which is over 450 of my time I'd be spending on editing a reel for one video. Wouldn't make sense. And once you understand the task that you're doing that is not worth your time, I want you guys to start delegating it, giving it to someone else who could do it for you. An example of stuff I've delegated in my personal life, meal prep. I spent $500 a month on meal prep, but meal prep was taking me 3 hours a week of my time, so it wasn't worth it. Editing. and my personal brand. I was spending 15 hours a week on trying to build my personal brand. It just wasn't worth it for me. I pay someone now $3K a month to manage my entire personal brand. My accounting. Before it was taking me 1 hour, 6 hours actually. Before it was taking me 6 hours every week just to keep track of my finances and make sure my accounting was straight. Now I pay an accountant $125 a month and he takes care of everything for me and saves me time and money. Personal assistant. I have the Amex Platinum, which I pay $65 a month for, and I'm able to, when I want to pay bills, book vacations, I have a personal assistant I could call at any time. That saves me about an hour a week. So I also have a product line that I sell products with online. The ads that I run for that, the emails, the customer support, that was taking 9 hours of my time a week. And now I just pay $17.50 a month to take care of all of that. These are some examples of stuff I've delegated that wasn't worth my time. Now you do the same. So just to make this a little easier for you guys, if you were making $10K a month as a barber, here's how I would like you to split it up and break it down to invest back into your business. So to start, the living expenses, the personal expenses, put 30% of your income towards that. Like I said here, stay lean, nothing flashy, stick to the bare minimal that you need just to live. I don't want to see any of you guys driving sports cars and shit when you haven't even, I don't want to see any of you guys in the club if you haven't made your safety net yet. Stay away from that shit. The second thing, I want you to allocate 30% to business growth. What I would do is I would hire an editor, I would join any mentorships or courses that would help me with my content to do better. I'd upgrade my gear so I could film better quality content. And then 10% of our money, I want us to allocate to buying back our time. So if you're spending time doing meal prep, if you're spending time doing stuff that's taking your time, that's not worth your time, like we listed in the previous slide, pay someone else to do it, get it off your slate so you have more time to focus on what's important. 15% of the income I would make, I'd put towards long-term investing. Like I said, the S&P 500. It's a safe thing, it's a boring thing, but it will grow 7% a year. 10% of your money, I want you to put towards your safety net, just so you're continually growing that safety net and making sure it's always taken care of. Especially once your expenses start to get higher, the safety net number you have starts to grow because your expenses are higher, so the safety net you need is also much bigger. And then 5% of the money, I would save to give back to people. Give donations, take care of your family, and treat yourself to a nice little rest day if needed. And I know what you guys are thinking. A lot of you are looking at this and saying, there's no way I should spend that much back into my business. I know a lot of barbers who make 10K and spend 10K all on living expenses. They live flashy, but they're also the same barbers who haven't been growing. The takeaway I want you guys to take from this is the more money you're able to reinvest back into your business early, the quicker you'll be able to grow to your potential as a barber. So just to summarize everything so you guys have an actionary step to take away from this, if you want to have freedom as a barber, you need to, one, be tracking your numbers every week. You need to know how many new clients you have coming in, how many cuts you're doing every week, and the revenue you generated. Keeping track of this will make sure you're growing always. Number two, we need to limit our lifestyle creep. As we start to make more money and do better as a barber, we need to make sure we hold back on all the flashy stuff and keep our expenses low so we can continue reinvesting back in. Number three, invest into your most valuable asset, your brand. Your brand is your moneymaker. Number four, buy back your time. If something's not worth your time as a barber, like we calculated, give it away to someone else so you could save your time. And number five, it's okay to spend a little bit of money to put yourself in the room with people you want to be like. This will help you become the person you need to become. The takeaway from this slide is, if you want any chance of having freedom as a barber, don't want to be stuffy on the chair, doing fades for the rest of your life, the most important thing you should be doing is investing back into your business. Now, the best investment I ever made was back into my business myself. This was me in 2020, grinding endlessly, barely getting by in my garage. In 2022, I realized the importance of investing into my personal brand and business, and the effect of me doing so allowed me to hit my first 15K a month as a barber, and now I'm charging $150 a cut, allowing me to kind of do what I love and have freedom. This is what I do this all for. So if you're ready to do the same and skip all the hardship I went through, I have an offer for you. I've created something called the Freedom Automation, where I'm able to help you grow your business by attracting clients into your business using social media. And the best part about it, you don't got to do anything. All we need from you is to record 3 clients a week, and my team will take care of everything else, making sure you have optimized content for your page so you could get as much reach as you are capable of and grow your business as fast as possible. If you want the full details on how I can help you, DM me on Instagram, FDB, and I'd love to help you out. Life's too short, guys. And as always, brick by brick.